So I gave a talk several years ago on Iraq. It's called A Radical Experiment in Empathy. And I had Americans put themselves in the shoes of average, ordinary Iraqi civilians, Iraqi people. Arab Muslims living in Iraq is what I said. And so I want you to be an Arab Muslim living in Iraq for just a moment. And I want you to see this war that the United States has engaged in. We started, we moved forward. And I want you to see it from the perspective of average Iraqis. And it was a really edgy talk. And I got people, it suddenly just started going viral around the world. It was a TED Talk. And it especially first went viral in the Middle East and especially in Iraq. And I had never talked to any Iraqis about this. So it was a lecture that I had done in this room multiple times, and I turned it into an 18-minute TED Talk. And, I never bounced it off Iraqis, so I didn't know what Iraqis were going to say. I thought I was really on point. But I started getting responses like, whoa, you really nailed this. Like, you got this, right? Thanks for having our voice. Thanks for telling the story from our perspective. Then I started getting emails from Americans who were not part of the military. And that was like, you're a traitor. You're like, who are you? You completely missed this. Some Americans who were on the left were like, whoa, this is really awesome. Thanks for doing this. This is a really cool talk. But then I started getting emails from people high up in the U.S. military. And they were saying, I need to show this to every soldier in the U.S. military. Every soldier should watch your talk because what you are saying explains exactly what we try to tell our soldiers, to understand the world from the perspective of the people in the lands in which you are fighting. See it from their perspective. Understand what they are thinking and what they are saying. And so the higher-ups in the military were saying, hey, you got this. Thanks for doing this. People at the lower end often thought I'd lost my mind. Anti-American, the whole 9 yards, right? Which I find very, utterly fascinating. Well, at some point in time, I got an email from somebody, a gentleman named Bassem Razo. And he's in Iraq. And he said, hey, I'm that guy living in Iraq. I'm the average middle-class Arab Muslim. I'm in Iraq. I'm not really Muslim. I'm pretty secular. But I want to tell you, your talk, you nailed this thing. You told the story exactly how we see it, the story of the U.S. invasion. And I wrote back, I said, hey, do you want to talk? Like, let's talk. Let's Skype. Maybe you can come into one of my classes and I'll introduce you and you can just have a conversation. Tell us what he lived in Mosul. So I said, let's talk. So we became friends. And that went on for a number of years, our friendship. It was a distant friendship, And then one day I realized something happened. I was on Facebook. And I saw, ironically, I had just returned from the Middle East. And I was sitting in a hotel in St. Louis in the middle of the night. And I see this post by Bassem. And I said to my wife, something happened to Bassem. And I took what his post, I pulled the Arabic out, and I translated it into English. And I read it, and I said, oh my God. Bassem's house was destroyed by a bomb from the U.S. and NATO. His wife was killed, his daughter was killed, his brother was killed, and his nephew was killed. And he's injured. And I said, and we were like, how's that possible? How is that possible? This man who's so amazing and so cool and just like, he's awesome. And so we immediately texted and we started going back and forth. But in any case, I want to introduce you a little bit to Bassem. This is him. He studied in Michigan, the University of Western Michigan University. This is him with his wife. I think they're eating pizza or something. Just doing the college life thing, right? You have pizza. Didn't have beer because, That's not his thing. But, just doing his thing. Awesome. College student. Studied in the U.S., loved the U.S., loves things about U.S. culture. His wife was an Avon lady. You know what an Avon lady is? They sell Avon door to door, and she was awesome at it. And she really got into U.S. culture, and they just had so many friends, and then had to go back to Iraq because he's the oldest son, and he just had to go back because his father said, "No, you must come back." So he went back. This is his home that he built over time as an engineer. Beautiful home in Mosul. And, here is living a really awesome life. The war starts. It's very difficult. Many things are happening. This photo was taken after the war had calmed down. But look at his house. Next slide. This is his brother. This is his living room. This is his brother here, Mohammed, who also died in the bombing. That's his nephew. That's Mohammed's son. He died in the bombing. But this is his house. Awesome. This is the front room. And in Arabic, you say the diwaniya. It's a place where you go and you sit in a circle and you talk and you have coffee and tea and sweets and so on. Next slide. And that's his house after the bombing. And you just can't really hold that. Yeah. So I want to go back to Paulina. So we don't have a chance to talk to anybody connected to Paulina, but I want to. I want to say, what was she like? Who was she? Who this beautiful little girl? Look at her. She's a beautiful little girl. What with her hair colored pink? It's who was she, right? Maybe she's from Kiev. And I was in Kiev. Maybe I passed her on the street. Maybe we ate pizza together or something in a shop. Who knows? I have no idea. She is we can't talk to her. But this is Bassem's daughter. And she died from a bomb that was made in the United States. And she died. And this is what Bassem wrote to me when I was sitting in that hotel in St. Louis. Those are his words. And so we can't talk to Paulina's family, but we can talk to Tuka's father. And I have this feeling that what I want to do is bring this war home here. I want you to feel it. I want you, when you see the news and you see the headlines in a newspaper, or the CNN comes on, or Fox, or whatever it is, and you see, and it scrolls across, and you see these bombs flying around, and you see this war happening and tanks rolling through, or whatever, as you're going to continue to see. My job as a professor is to get you to stop, get all of us to stop, and for a moment, take a breath, say a prayer to whatever spirit or God it is that you worship, hopefully a prayer for some kind of peace, and then to say, okay, what is happening here? What is happening? Because this is all of us. And I have this idea that all of us are going to have to deal with this. And I'm asking all of us here to deal with it, to sit with it. Bassem?
Hello, Sam.
How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah. Hey.
This is my little Mayada.
Miyada, how are you?
Hi, Sam.
Hang on. I'm going to come around so you can see me. How are you? Hey.
I'm good. How are you?
I am awesome, man. Hey, nice. Hey, can you all introduce yourselves really fast?
Yeah.
Hey, wait, keep me out of there. I want to.
I'm in.
Yeah, I'll stay there. All right. So go ahead.
My name's Cullen. I'm a sophomore here at Penn State.
This is Cullen Bassem, okay? Yep.
Hi, my name's Caitlin, and I'm a freshman here.
Hi, Caitlin.
Hi, I'm Ali, and I'm from Kuwait, and I study computer engineering here in Penn State.
مرحبا علي. Hi, how are you?
Yeah, hello.
Hey, and Bassam, this Naris is here visiting. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Miata. Hey, I asked Naris if she could play rock, paper, scissors.
يلا العبي rock, paper, scissors. Play
Yeah?
with her.
Wait, hang on. We'll do it
يلا.
right here. Hang on.
يلا.
Come over here. Yeah.
يلا.
So-
Rock, paper, scissors.
wait, hang on.
يلا
Ready?
العبي, let's start. يلا 1, 2, 3, go. يلا.
Wait, hang on. Here.
Oh, okay, bet.
يلا.
حجرة ورقة مقص.
حجرة ورقة مقص.
She won. Woo!
Wait, did you win? Did she win? Oh, all right.